Well, hello there, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video. Today, we're just going to be talking about Pasio Tower. I'm actually not going to play it. I just finished, recording, I finished just doing a Psychic Tower floor 30. You can see here I only have 4 attempts left, so I've been doing a lot of Pasio Tower, caught up on everything. I just did like Poison, and then Grass, and then Water, and then Psychic. So just kind of slamming them down, and it's been pretty good. Actually, I can do a few more runs. Like right now, I can probably fully clear 2 more towers, but I need to do Genshin because there's a Genshin event that I need to do right now, and I literally just don't even have the attempts. I took a break for a little bit. I mean, right now I think people should probably be at like 450 or something, 450, maybe even close to 500s. But I missed a few attempts because I was in finals in college, and so I'm like, yeah, it's probably more important than keeping up with Pokemon Master Pasio Tower. And also I got stuck at a certain point. This is kind of like my 400 video, but if you recall, I think the last video I did was at 300. 300 was, I think, before I started doing all these floor 30 clears. But I was saying like, I'm at 300, I don't think I can even get 450, and now I am at 400, thinking that I could get close to 450. I don't know if I have enough to get 450 right now, if I invest all my Move Candies and stuff like that, but I think I should be pretty close. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to talk quickly, this is probably gonna take like 40 minutes, about Pasio Tower and kind of the progress so far, because there's a few things I want to talk about. But since we're at 400, I've been making these videos. The first video I made with Fire Tower, I kind of liked the format of it. Of course, I didn't really know, like I didn't intend on, I didn't know how I was gonna do Pasio Tower, if I was even gonna do videos on them. But I decided for Fire Tower to start recording after floor 20, because I think that there's a major increase in difficulty from floor 20 to 21, in my opinion, especially Fire Tower. Fire Tower, in my opinion, has the most difficult floor 21 because the enemy uses water Pokemon. And so if you have fire Pokemon, your fire Pokemon is probably weak to water Pokemon. And so this is when I started using like, Water Guard and stuff like that. So that's when I really started learning like little strategies that you can use in Pasio Tower to help you progress. And honestly, 21 is like the most difficult, and then we get to 30, which is of course very difficult. And yeah, I just didn't know how I was going to record these videos, but I'm kind of happy what I did. What I do now is I record from 21 to 29. I basically record without audio. Like I just play it, and then nowadays I make sure to show the sync grids, make sure to show the lucky skill, and at least make sure to show the lucky or the skill gear at the end of the video, so that you guys can see like, oh, so this is the gear that I was using throughout the run, right? Like I will show the characters lucky skill, then their sync grids, because I think that way you guys can see like not only the run that I do, because a lot of times people share the floor 30 runs, but sometimes the floor 30 run might not be the most difficult run. It might be the floor 28 or the floor 27. These are notoriously difficult runs depending on what characters you have on your account. And so some people might want to see those runs, or some people might want to see the strategy of, how do I inflict status condition or status changes and stuff like that. For Fire Tower is easy because you just burn them, but normally that could be a challenge as well. And so I kind of like how I do the videos. And then when it comes to floor 30, again, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I like the way I'm doing it. Literally just record everything live. Not like live, like I'm live streaming it, but literally every floor 30 run have commentary, so that there's live commentary. So if anything crazy happens, or like you can hear the excitement in my voice, I think that really shined through in floor Fire and Water Tower. Both of these, in my opinion, had the most difficult floor 30 clears because they both involved a lot of luck, especially Fire Tower. And so I think it's fun to have it live, and then I can also talk, because usually when I do it live, I kind of go play by play, like what am I doing, if there's any adjustments I need to make on the fly, I talk about that. Like for Psychic Tower, Recently, when I was doing it, I made an adjustment on the fly, and I talked about that in the live gameplay, which I think is fun. So I'm liking the way I do it. And then I also include models, because look, I'm gonna be honest, I can't clear this stuff on my own. Like, I'm not good enough at the game to clear this stuff on my own. So what I do is I look, like water tower for example. I don't know if I can complete floor 30, because what they should do is they should have a side area, challenge the strong. They should give you the option of having a Ethan fight and a Chris fight. I don't think there's any Lyra fights, but they should let you battle Chris, Sigma Suit Chris, and Sigma Suit Blue, and it's literally just the same thing as the floor 30 clear. Obviously, they're gonna be weak to something. So like, Ethan might be weak to electric, and so it might not be perfect to use the electric team. But anyways, you just make it so that, oh, if Ethan is weak to electric, then you change it up. But regardless, they should give you opportunities to practice these runs to see if you can do them, to see if it's even possible, like if you have the right characters to do it. But I'll talk about this later on in the video. But what I've been doing is looking at the replays and then seeing like, okay, I have all the characters for this fight. I have May, I have Serena, I have Chris. And now I don't have them at level 200, and I don't have them at these exact move levels, but let's see what they do in the replay and see if I can replicate something like that. And so what I've been doing is and you've been seeing it in the videos, model runs. Like, this is not the exact model run I use for water tower, but a good example would be Psychic Tower. The model run I use is probably still here. And again, I'll talk about replays more in a tiny bit. Yes, this model run. Wait, is that my clear? Wait a minute, is this my clear, guys? Let's watch it. But yeah, so that's one thing, is there's like model runs, and I try to show it like, okay, if I'm doing a model run, I try to show it in the video so you guys can see. I think this is my run, guys. I think this is literally my run, because the sequencing is, oh no, this is my run. Let's just watch this for a little bit and I can tell you if it's my run or not. It's so funny if my run's up here, because I think my run is really good, because I had really good sequencing and my luck wasn't even that good. Like, sometimes your luck is good in those runs, but anyways, I'll talk about replays later. But that's how I do the videos. But not only is the model 30 run something that I learned from, but it's, again, 428 and 27 are difficult because those require you to use only physical attackers or only special attackers. Well, I mean, you can use physical or special attackers, but they just won't do damage on certain floors. But sometimes those floors are the most difficult, and so I model those floors. So for water tower, I had a model 30, but I also had a model 27, so those floors were difficult. And I include those in the video, and I talk about like kind of the sequencing, what I learned from the replay and stuff like that. No, this has to be in my run, because the run that was here previously, I can't even show you the model run I copied, because now it's just my run. Because okay, that's interesting, because I was going to talk about replays and complain about them, but they just showed my replay, so like, how can I complain about how can I complain about the replay system if they just showed my replay? So now I have the Glaze Pokemon Master? That's crazy. This is also, is this spoilers? Well, I mean, you can just go ahead and watch Psychic Tower. At the time of me uploading this video, I would have already uploaded Psychic Tower. Anyways, I just kind of want to talk about more stuff like that. I guess I can't talk about the replays right now, because I'm on a topic of replays. I'm literally watching a replay. Some replays, I'm gonna make probably the next Pokemon Master video I make. It might be a Champion Stadium video, might be another going through Pasio Tower video. But some of these replays are fake, guys. Some of these replays, like, they don't work. Like, there was a Psychic 428 replay, and then I watched that replay, and it wasn't even like what happened at the end of the replay was that they were gonna lose. That fight, that replay, the person was going to lose, but when they were, before they actually lost the fight, the replay glitched out. Like the replay literally glitched, and again, I'll make a video of this. The replay literally glitched out and like it kicked me out of the replay. So you don't see the person losing the run, but like 100% they lost the run. And then I replayed that replay and literally the same kind of glitched happened where it like kicked me out of the run. So be careful when you see replays of clears. Like you can't just copy the people's like sync grids, you can't just copy their levels and their move levels. You actually have to watch the replay and make sure it's a legit replay, because some of these replays are fake replays. I don't know, I hope Pokemon Master like keeps track of these replays that are in these battles, but some of them, like, I don't know, maybe the person glitched or something, but some of them are like false replays, which is really weird. So that's just something that I don't like about replays, because again, make sure you watch the replays and make sure they're legit replays. Another thing I don't like about replays, which literally the thing I'm showing on camera right now kind of goes against what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. By the way, this definitely is my replay, because this, like, what happened here was crazy. You'll see it. Should we go play by play? Should we go to play by play to glaze myself? We sync with Steven. We don't use Giga Impact on our Iron Leaves because we want to save our physical move up next effect on our Psyblade. We use Sing on Rosa, which we shouldn't have. We should have used Ode to Glory. And then after that, we sync move Cheese Psychic Boost on Deoxys. So we're able to get a move in before Lugia uses their sync move, and then the Psychic Boost does enough damage to knock out the Lugia, so we don't even need to worry about Lugia's second flinch or second sync move, because Lugia's second sync move can crit. So that's an excellent replay in my opinion, and it wasn't even that hard to do. And that was literally my run. You can see my characters. Like when I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, that's my run. So thanks. But literally the run before this, it was strange because the run before this had a 4 out of 5 Rosa, which again, if you watch my video, like literally just watch that Psychic 430 video, it was a 4 out of 5 Rosa. And I was gonna complain because Pokemon Masters, they tend, what I noticed is they tend to show the more heavily invested run instead of the cheaper runs. Like for example, Grass Tower, I had incredible clears with Grass Tower. Like just the best clears. I had a 1 out of 5. I mean, you see it literally right here. I had a 1 out of 5 Lyra, a 1 out of 5 Marley, and a 3 out of 5 Carmine. And yet, when I look at the replays, they instead showed a replay with like a more heavily invested Marley, a more heavily invested Celebi. And even when I cleared Grass Tower floor 30, again, like my clear, they would rather show clears with a higher move level of Lyra. Now this is a bad example because it's only 1 out of 5 copy of Carmine, which is super good. Like you can see this person super awake in all 3 of them. Like this is the most pay to win of the pay to win runs. Like honestly, I wouldn't even bother watching this run because unless you just have deep pockets, you're not going to be able to replicate this run. So there's not even a point in watching it unless you just want entertainment. Because this run isn't a realistic run. This is an entertainment run. Pay to win entertainment run. This run right here with the 1 out of 5 Carmine, that's real. That's real, that's dedication, that's impressive. So that's the thing about replays, it's like I feel like they try to show the more like pay to win replays instead of showing like the really close, the really good, the really skillful replays. I feel like they tend to show the higher move levels, the higher levels in general, and stuff like that. Another thing I noticed about replays is that they only show replays of basically, they never show 2 replays of the same team. So like my team, there was another team before this, again with the 4 out of 5 Rosa, but they had to kick that person's replay out in favor of my replay. So that's another thing about replays, is that they always do different characters. Like you'll always see different characters on the replays. You'll never see the same characters or the same team. And so that's why sometimes there might be a ton of replay. That means there's just a bunch of teams that can clear Psychic Tower. As you saw, there's like 5 teams right now that have recently cleared Psychic Tower, so those are possible teams. And then for Dark Tower, for example, we get 2 teams. So basically, if you don't have Arc Suit and at 5 out of 5 copies. If you don't have Marnie at 3 out of 5 copies, and if you don't have Lacey or Giovanni, you can't do Dark Tower. So yeah, that's the thing about replays is, again, sometimes there are false replays, and then also sometimes they like to show the pay to win replays. But then again, I literally, at the time making this video, they are showing my replay, so how can I complain? Anyways, another thing about Pasio Tower that I've noticed recently is gear. I've been in the lab upgrading so much gear because a lot of your damage actually comes from gear. First off, if I use my psychic team, for example, the stats actually matter. So like if you just use a normal like psychic gear, for example, you're only getting 60 attack stat. 60 versus 80 makes a big difference. Instead of my Hilda having, what would it be, 730 attack, she would have 710 attack, which I think that extra attack really does make a difference in terms of literally just base stats. So when you do gear, even if you don't focus on like the what's it called, what are these, the actual stats, the additional effects, just focusing on the stat itself is important. Especially if you're lacking HP, the pin gives you a lot. It can give you like 100 HP. On top of the other bracelet and bandanas, they can also give you HP. So you can get a ton of HP from gear. You can get a ton of attack and special attack. Not only that, but the additional effects make it. Because what you can do is you can increase your attack. And you can increase your normal attack, or you can increase your sync move. And this is something I recently learned. This is a bad example of a gear because I kind of lock bad stats. But mainly, just a quick thing about gear. I'm sure this is common knowledge and like most of you probably already know this, but I didn't really notice this until recently. But when it comes to gear, you basically want to lock the good stat. So I lock Catastrophe 3 on the 3rd additional effect. I think this is probably the best thing to lock because most of the times your sync move damage is going to do the most damage. Out of 7 of the runs that I've done, that I've completed 30 floors, out of the 7 runs, 6 of those runs relied on critical or on sync moves doing the most damage. Only Psychic Tower, actually, I relied on normal moves, but normally your sync moves are going to be doing the most of your damage. And so having Catastrophe on your 3rd slot just makes it so that the gear is more versatile. Now, Catastrophe is not the best additional effect, alright, because there are a ton of additional effects. For example, status condition, sync move up 5%. So this means that if you're under a status condition, you actually do 5% more sync move damage, which is 2% more than Catastrophe 3. That's almost 2 Catastrophe 3 substats. 2 of these Catastrophe 3 additional effects is almost, or it's just a little bit more than one of this. And so you can see how Catastrophe isn't the strongest, but Catastrophe is the most versatile, because Catastrophe 3, I can use this in literally all 7 towers. I'm sorry, all 18 or 17 towers, right? It would be 18 towers. So Catastrophe 3 is super good, and that's what I choose to lock, but you can lock other stuff. And then when you do gear, you can also upgrade gear. So how do you upgrade gear? That's a good question. So gear, there's basically 2 ways you can upgrade it. Where is this gear? I can't even find it. Bracelet? Because I kind of want to, or we can just go on an example. When it comes to gear, you have, what I would do is how to get Catastrophe 3 is I would just use a bunch. What I would do if I want Catastrophe 3 on my 3rd substat is I would just use a bunch of these yellow skill feathers. So I would just cycle through yellow skill feathers. I would read if there's anything good, like any good additional effects. Maybe that piece is good enough. And then after I find a good piece, I would lock it. Like I would lock into Catastrophe 3. And Catastrophe 3 needs to be at the 3rd slot. The reason why is because when you roll, the 3rd slot isn't always guaranteed to you. So if you already like lock in something at the 1st slot, your first slot, your first additional effect always gets rerolled, and your second one always gets rerolled as well if you're using a silver feather. And so it's always good to kind of dig for a certain stat and lock it in the third slot so that you can give yourself more opportunities to get, you know, three additional effects. Same thing with themes. I think the best theme is main character. Main character is the best theme because most of the best characters in this game are main characters, but obviously that doesn't apply to everybody. Like Adamant, it doesn't apply to Adamant for Grass Tower. It doesn't apply to Carmine for Poison Tower. It doesn't apply to Neo or for Anniversary N for Fire Tower. And so main character isn't always the best theme, but if you have main character, it could be a very versatile piece, because all my grass characters, or all my electric characters, and all my water characters use main characters. So those pieces can be versatile. I used to lock champion and I used to lock main character, but not anymore, because I feel like locking Catastrophe 30 is more important. You can also, if you're really greedy, you can lock in max base stats. I think gear goes up to like 80. I don't know if I have any piece of gear with 80 attack, but if there's a piece that you really like it has a really good like a really good thing locked at the third slot, it has a really good theme locked, you can also lock the base stat so that the base stat can always be high. And of course you can only lock one of each. You can't lock 2 additional effects, or you can't lock 3 additional effects, 3 base stats, or 3 themes. That would be way too OP, because at that point you'll just craft the perfect gear, and they want some RNG involved in this. But anyways, once you get your desired substat and whatnot, you go ahead and then you re-roll with your 2-star red feather and your 2-star pink feathers. You can see it's literally the start of the month and I've only have 29 pink feathers because I used them all, and I used a bunch of red feathers for. But you can also use your 2-star yellow feathers. But this one is good because it only gives you stuff that increases your sync move. And so if you really want to focus on just additional effects that increase your sync move, then you're going to be using pink feathers. Now if you want to increase stuff that only increases your damage moves, then you can go ahead and use your red feathers. These items or these feathers are super premium, so you don't want to like breeze through them. I would recommend that you just use them, and if you find a piece that's good for like, oh, this piece might be good for ice, this piece might be good for water, then you save that piece and you just reroll another piece. Those feathers come in the Battle Rally shop. I've already bought them, but you can see that you can buy the purple feathers, green feathers, and you know, this is where you buy your 2-star feathers, which I don't recommend these feathers, but yes, I didn't know about this until recently. Like I've only started learning about gear until like after I started doing floor 30 clears. So like that's something that I didn't realize until recently, and I just want to share that real quick. Of, you know, gear has really been an important part of clearing my runs. I said it at the end of Psychic floor 30, but I think gear won me that run. Like if I didn't have this gear, and then you can see some of them are like, I locked weather change with that, and then I locked crit with this, and so there have been some I locked crit with this and main character with this. I locked them in the first slot. This is when I didn't know what I was doing, and I locked them in the first slot when I really should have locked them in the third slot, because look, I don't even have 3 themes. None of these pieces actually have 3 themes, because I mismanaged my pins in the beginning. Like my lock pins, not like my pin gear, but like my locking, you know what I'm talking about if you play this game. But yeah, just a quick thing about gear. Where do I even show that? Would it be here? Where do I even show my gear stuff? Here we go. Everpin. Why is it named pin? Because there's also a pin gear. Who cares? A final thing I want to talk about, flinching. I say final thing, but the final like general topic I want to talk about is flinching. I noticed that with literally all 7 runs, I had flinching, and flinching is super important. Fire Tower, we had Academy Heal. Water Tower, we had the guaranteed flinching with May. as well as Chris. Electric Tower relies on flinching with Zapdos. Grass Tower has literally the best flincher in the game, which is Signature Lyra, so she's an incredible flincher. Poison Tower, I had Carmine at 4 out of 5 copies, which guaranteed flinches. Psychic Tower, I had Hilda. I didn't need to think about it. I had Neo Champion Hilda, which flinches, and then Rock Tower, I had Anniversary Gloria, which flinches. So I noticed that with literally all the towers, flinching is super important. Now, you don't need flinching if you have a really strong team, but honestly, flinching makes it so that it gives you more turns to do moves, to do damage, to do sync moves, to dodge damage. So syncing is really important, or flinching is really important. And I noticed that flinching has been a strategy that has helped me clear all of these runs. And I just wanted to mention that, like, a good flincher will definitely help with your run, and so that's kind of like a priority in like a character. Like, oh, can they flinch? Because if they can flinch, chances are they're really good. And if you think about it, Ice Tower, a good flincher. I think the new character Hilbert flinches. Fighting Tower, I'm not exactly sure what the fighting characters do. Ground Tower technically doesn't have any. I'm not sure if N Landorus has flinching. Flying Tower, I'm not sure either. Bug Tower, I'm not sure. Ghost Tower, I'm not exactly sure if you have flinching. Dragon Tower, I mean, now you have a Lana, so she flinches. Dark Tower, you do have your Neo Champion Marnie, who flinches. Steel Tower, I mean, everybody has had Iron Head. So probably Arcsuit Steven can flinch. Fairy Tower, I'm not sure you have flinching. Yeah, so all these other ones, I'm not sure. Some of them might not have flinching, but like, anyways, flinching is super good. And final thing I wanted to talk about, this video really is going to be 40 minutes long, is I just want to talk about the runs that I've done so far. Again, this is the Yap video, so if you want a gameplay, there was no gameplay in this video. Hopefully you figured that out at the beginning. But which runs were the easiest out of the 7 that I've completed? I've completed 7, right? Yes. The easiest one was Poison Tower. I literally completed floor 30 with only 1 attempt. The reason why is because of Carmine. Carmine is just so strong. Like, 4 out of 5 Carmine, which I don't think you need to, but at 4 out of 5 she flinches. Like, come on. This is so easy. Her Corrosive Malignant Chain just does so much damage. And of course, I still had Irida too, who's a fantastic support character. And then I had Atticus, who is like a crazy tanker. Like, he just takes no damage, and he makes it so that your team takes no damage. It's incredible. So Poison Tower was the easiest. Honestly, second easiest was Psychic Tower. Technically, Psychic Tower was, it took me more attempts than I did Rock Tower, but on the way leading up to it, it felt easier. And in floor 30, like, yeah, so with 5 out of 5 Hilda, it's just so powerful. So Psychic Tower ended up being pretty easy too, and I would say it's my second easiest. Rock Tower ended up being pretty easy too, because we have 5 out of 5 Gloria. 5 out of 5 Gloria, again, are you noticing a pattern? The really high investment recent Master Fairs are really strong. That's the pattern you guys should be noticing. Gloria is just super strong. The quick attacks, the flinching. I think Anniversary Gloria, I've said this before, I think she's literally the best character in the game. Like, of course I'm going to complete it with the best character in the game. Of course this is going to be easy. I don't think you need her at level 200. I kind of overused Plaques of Perfection on her. I really didn't need her to be level 200. And I was lucky enough to get Elio at 5 out of 5 copies and Celine at 4 out of 5 copies. So I just happened to have high copies of them. I don't really think I've even used a lot of Move Candies on Elio. I did use 2 Move Candies on Celine, but I don't think I've used a single Move Candy on Elio, and I just happened to get 5 out of 5 copies of him. So this was a super easy run too, just because everything just does a lot of damage. And then you can see in the replay, Super Awaken, Super Awaken, Super Awaken, Super Awaken, Super Awaken, Super Awaken, Super Awaken. And when I say Super Awaken, I mean like max Super Awaken. But yeah, you can clear, you don't need Super Awaken, Ellie, and Celine to clear this. If one of them is 4 out of 5, one of them is 5 out of 5, you got it. And of course you need Gloria though at 5 out of 5. After that, Grass Tower was pretty easy. Grass Tower, The thing about Grass Tower is that your flinching is so consistent. Even if you don't have the strongest characters, your flinching is so consistent, so it wasn't very difficult. Unfortunately, I remember for this tower, I had to 5 out of 5 adamant. My intention wasn't to 5 out of 5 adamant, but it just gives me just enough damage to clear. And you know what? I was able to clear with only 1 out of 5 Lyra. I think Lyra's sync grid is awful. Like, I've historically thought that her sync grid was awful, and so I'm so happy that I didn't need to upgrade her any more copies. Unfortunately, I did upgrade adamant a lot, but you know what? At 4 copies is good. At 5 copies, he's pretty good. So like, you know what? I'd rather upgrade adamant to 5 out of 5 copies than upgrade Lyra to 3 out of 5 copies. And judging by these runs, yes, you need adamant at 5 out of 5 copies is important. Not necessary. You don't need him at 5 out of 5 copies because you can use Erica. But adamant was really good. Grass was, I wouldn't say easy, but it was on like the medium side. Another one that I would say is genuinely kind of on the medium side to harder side was Electric Tower. This relied on flinching. You just need to flinch them a lot. And literally my run, it was so funny because the model run I was using flinched the enemy 5 times. Zapdos flinching is like 30% or something. It's pretty low. Yeah, 30% flinching, and I only flinched the enemy 2 times, and I was still able to complete the run. While the model run I was using flinched them 5 times. So the model run was significantly more lucky than I was, but I was still able to clear with only 2 flinches. So if you get like 3 flinches with your blue, then that's good. Also, I have so much Flying Guard lucky skills. I need to change this. I need to change this to like Vigilance and stuff because all my characters now just have Flying Guard and it's not the best in Champion Stadium. But yeah, Electric Tower was pretty difficult because I just couldn't get lucky with flinches. The 2 hardest tower were Water Tower and Fire Tower. I think Fire Tower was the most difficult for me just because it was my first tower and I didn't really know what I was doing. That being said though, to my credit, when it came to Fire Tower, I was using a pretty low investment team. Like if you guys recall, my team was Leaf, N, and Academy Hue. Like it was a super low investment team. And also, I was using Kabu. I was using Gym Scout Kabu for like some of the earlier runs, and he's only 2 out of 5 copies. I was using Signasuit Hilda. So even though Fire Tower felt like the most difficult tower, I cleared it without using a single master. That's a lie. I cleared it without using a single arc suit. And none of my characters were above 4 out of 5 copies. Let's look at these replays. 5 out of 5 copies, 5 out of 5 copies, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, Super Awakened, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. So like, my run was cheaper than like this final run. In this final run, not only was all my characters 3 out of 5, but my Hue was also not even level 200. This person, their Hue was level 200, so this is, in my opinion, a way more invested run than my run. But it was pretty impressive because some of the earlier floors I was literally using Kabu, and I was literally using Signasuit Hilda. I think Signasuit Hilda, I needed to use her for physical attacks, so floors where an opponent can't take special attacks. I was using, yes, my run looked like this, but I wasn't using an arc suit. So you can see like all these runs were way more heavy, like way more investment than my run. Okay, you know what? This run's pretty sick. They're using a free character in 3 out of 5. Okay, that run's pretty cool right here. I'll admit that run's cool. Everybody else is a little bit not as cool because arc suit. I think Ethan is variety there, but I still think the free. Yeah, this run is pretty sick actually. I just don't have Morty, so I can't even mimic that. So yeah, my Fire Tower, even though it was the most difficult run, I think it was also the most impressive because I was just using so low investment characters. Grass is also low investment. Water Tower wasn't the most difficult in terms of going up to floor 30. Like from 21 to 29, it was pretty easy. But floor 30, I mentioned it in the video, it literally took me like 3.5 hours. This floor is so RNG based, it's crazy. And you can see like Super Awaken, Super Awaken, Super Awaken, Super Awaken. Not only Super Awaken, but literally Super Awaken one singular character. So like, I had this team, I had a lower investment, May, as you see here. But I was using this team, and I followed someone's sequencing, and it was really good, and I got lucky, and I completed it. It was, yeah, Water Tower, in terms of floor 30, was the most difficult. Final thing I want to talk about, there are still a few more towers I can do. Ice Tower, I do have the characters, a lot of characters for it, because I did roll for Hilbert, and I do have N, and I do have like Irida. The problem is I don't have a good tank, so I don't have a good support character, and I feel like I can't complete floor 30 without a good support character. I mean, I can do this. I can make that exact team, but like I don't have any versions of, what's his name? I don't have any versions of Grusha. So I just have to not use Grusha, and like, sure, I can do 28 maybe, but can I do 27 where I can't take damage from physical attacks? Like, yeah, I can't make any of these. Well, I can technically make this team, but I don't want to Super Awaken my N. But yeah, it's gonna be difficult. Ice Tower, I actually don't have a good support character, so it's gonna be very difficult to do that without a good support character. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. But I do have Hilbert, and I do have the right characters for it. Steel Tower, I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't think you've seen it yet, but I'll include it when I do Steel Tower. But I have the right characters for it. The thing about Steel Tower is that you need certain characters. I think you need Arc Suit Steven, and you need a good special attacker. I got him. I got Sigma Suit Lear. So basically I have all the pieces to do Steel Tower. You can see I literally can't even clear 16 without Sigma Suit, or without Sigma Suit Lear. And unfortunately, I think you literally need Sigma Suit Lear to clear Steel Tower. I guarantee you all of these, yep, you literally need Lear, which is unfortunate. I don't like how they force you to need a certain character. But that's just how it is. Dragon, I do have Lana, but I don't have Arc Suit Lance. I definitely want Arc Suit Lance because he's able to flinch, but I do have Lana, and Lana is able to flinch, and she is able to summon Dragon Zone. So, and she is a support character, so I don't need to, like, thank goodness I didn't need to upgrade Brandon. He is so bad. So I'm so happy I'm able to upgrade another character. I do have 4 out of 5 red. That's pretty strong. And I do have Serena, who I hope is good enough. But that's all I really have. The most difficult floor might be 29. Because 29 means I have to bring in somebody who can inflict a condition. And I don't have Lance, I don't have... Wait, this team uses Dragon Bolt, which probably can inflict condition. This person had to use freaking Josna, dude. So, my idea was using Lance because I have Thunder Wave. But yeah, I should be able to clear Dragon Floor with Lana. I don't have Arc Suit Lance, but I think I might be able to make it work even without Arc Suit Lance. So that leaves me with the other floors. Ground Tower, I'm gonna now talk about, is over 40 minutes. Gosh darn it, guys. Why do I yap so much? The other floors that I have yet to mention, I'm gonna go from the ones that, the rest of them, the ones I talked about, Ice, Steel, and Dragon, I might be able to 10 out of 10. Steel, I will be able to, I'm not 10 out of 10, to 30 out of 30. Steel, I should be able to 30 out of 30. Dragon, we'll see. I think I should be able to 30 out of 30. And then Ice, we'll see. Again, I don't have a good support character, but hopefully I'll be able to 30 out of 30. The rest of the towers, if we exclude those and the ones I've completed, there are 7 more towers, which I literally cannot 30 out of 30 right now. Like, I've accepted it, that I can't 30 out of 30 them. And I'm going to talk about the ones where I only need 1 or 2 characters to the ones where like I need like 4 or 5 characters. Ground tower, similar to steel tower, you need a certain character for ground tower or you cannot complete it. You need a good ground special attacker. And I think there's only one good ground special attacker in the game. And his name is N. You need N. What? Oh wait, no, I was going to say this person doesn't have N. Nope. So you just need N. You just need N. So once I have N, I'll be able to complete ground tower because my Cynthia is at 5 out of 5 copies. So like my Cynthia is already as max as she can get. And yeah, I'll just use this team right here. This team right here, guys. I'll use that team. And then Ghost Tower, similarly, I just need Volo. Dude, I can't even complete 415. I don't have a good physical ghost attacker. Now don't even talk about Cynthia. I do have Cynthia. But look, even at 415, Volo. Maybe I can copy this. I don't have, this is pay to win. Okay, so let's not even talk about that. But on 15, or on 430, I should be able to complete it with Volo because I do have Volo support cast. I do have, what's her name? Celine. I do have Cynthia. I do have, you know, other Cynthia. I do have Fatima, you know, so I can clear. Oh, this person cleared without any of the newer Master Fairs, without Celine. But like, I just need Volo. So with Ghost Tower, I need Volo and I can complete it. Dark and Bug, I need more than one character. With Bug, I think I need, unfortunately, I think I need Arc Suit Alder. And I don't just need Arc Suit Alder, apparently I need him at 3 out of 5, or 5 out of 5 copies. Because all these runs use him at 5 out of 5 copies. And for physical, I do actually have, I can't complete this because I have Barry. Like, I have Barry at 3 out of 5 copies, so I should be able to clear this. Indeed. But I just need Alder, and I think I need Benga for 430. So I need Alder and Benga. For Dark Tower, I mean, you saw it. Apparently I need Giovanni. I could have gone Giovanni instead of Lear, Signature Suit Lear, but with Dark Tower, I'm on 20 already. With Steel Tower, I'm only at 15. So technically Lear is more value because I can get more floors done with Steel. And with Dark, technically I can probably do 421. I do have some good characters, right? I do have Akari. I do have Zinnia at 5 out of 5 copies, right? So like, I do have Zinnia, right? I do have Kalem. So I think I should be able to clear this floor. It might be very difficult, but I should be able to clear that floor in like 22. But I don't know if I have a good enough physical attacker for 427. Like I would have, let's say I had Giovanni. Oh, I do have Akari, so maybe I can clear. Oh my gosh, this person is clearing with that dude. Yeah. Oh, Zinnia with Kalem. So yes, I can probably clear Dark Tower 427. I probably have enough pieces. I just need a Lacey or a Giovanni. I'd rather Lacey because, girl, now we're getting into the ones where I need a lot. Fairy is technically doable with the characters I have right now because I have a lot of fairy characters. They're just low investment. I technically do have Kalem. I do have what's her name? Kahili, and I do have Nomona. right? Again, I can make these teams. I do have their characters, but I need to super awaken. Like, if I can super awaken my... Is her name Kahili? No, it's Mina. Oh, Kahili is the bird girl. Mina's the artist. So I do, if I can get super awaken candies, I can super awaken Mina. I can super awaken Diantha. I can super awaken Wally. Right? Like I can literally make this team. I just need super awaken candies. And well, candies in general. So technically I have the pieces for Fairy Tower, they're just very low investment. Fighting Tower, I'm missing pieces. I'm actually missing like a few major pieces. I noticed with Fighting Tower that I'm missing 3 key Master Fairs. I don't even know if they're physical or special attackers, but I have Cynthia. I don't even have a single copy of Kyren. I don't have a single copy of... What's her name? Florian? Is Florian the girl or the guy? I'm not sure. I don't have her, and I don't have Bianca. So like I'm missing a few key I mean literally this team is using all 3 of them. At low investment in my opinion. 3 out of 3, 3 out of 3, 3 out of 3. That's very low investment. And I also don't have Bede. So it's like, yeah, I don't have a lot of pieces for Fighting Tower. So Fighting Tower is gonna be, in my opinion, the second most difficult tower to complete, just because I'm missing like 3 good Master Fairs. And like that's not even getting into physical and special attackers. Like I don't even know what physical attackers and what special attackers I need. So this person, or so we have Kyren, Bede, again this person using the 3 characters. So I'm just missing a lot of Master Fairs when it comes to Fighting Tower. So this is going to be very difficult, but not as difficult as Normal Tower. Normal Tower is going to be the most difficult tower simply because I need a lot of characters. This is the newest variety. I forgot his name. And then I need another EX Pokefair, and then I need a Academy character, or I need Palmer at 5 out of 5 Super Awaken. And like honestly, I probably need both. Academy, Gladion, and Palmer, because Gladion is good enough for 28, but he can't do 27, in which case I probably need Palmer for 27. Palmer. This person is using Larry, so maybe Larry can be good. But yes, you can see here like Normal Tower, I need like all the characters. Not only that, but I need to invest in Palmer because my Palmer is at 1 out of 5 copies. So Normal Tower is going to be the most difficult. I don't see myself completing Normal Tower within this year. Like literally, I probably can't even do Normal Tower within this year. I can probably do the rest within this year if they come out with new characters, or I can rerun if I can get old characters. But yeah, that's just talking about my tower progress. There's a lot that I need to do, and so I probably won't make another one of these videos until like 400 or 500, because I mean, what I can clear ice, I can clear dragon, I can clear steel. And look, what if I get the right character, I can clear ground. If I get the right character, I can clear dark. And then what next? If I get the right character, I can clear ghosts. At that point, I won't even be at 500 yet. So I just need the right characters. If something changes drastically, then sure, I might be able to get 500. But at this point, getting 450 would be a blessing. And, you know, I'll mention it in the video if I get 450. But I don't think 450 deserves a video of its own. And I've already talked a lot this video, and I talked about what I need right now. Of course, there are going to be more characters that come out in the future, right? I wasn't expecting Carmine, and she helped me with Poison. I wasn't expecting Hilda, and she helped me with Psychic. I wasn't expecting Hilbert, and hopefully he will complete Ice Tower for me. So there you have it. Thank you for watching, beautiful the way you are. I know it's a lot of yapping, but I just want to talk about Tower. And it's, oh my gosh, it's so late. I've recorded so much stuff today. I need to do stuff. Thank you for watching, beautiful war, and next time more Pasio Tower stuff. Probably not sure which one I'm gonna do next, dragon, steel, or ice, but probably one of them. Probably dragon, actually.